No public comments. Next item on the agenda will be the appointment of the Johnson County Public Library Board. And our current appointment is Miss Jo Ellen Weems. And we've got a letter from the library board from Beverly Martin requesting that she be our appointment and that we reappoint her to a 4th term. I also got a letter from a Mr. J. Marks who wishes to submit his name for the position as well. And so I thought I would give you a few minutes if you wanted to speak, Beverly, about and let us know, just introduce us to Jo Ellen, and then I'll read the letter from Jay and we can see how the board wants to take it.
Okay. You want me to just answer?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hi, I'm Beverly Martin, Executive Director of the Johnson County Public Library, and here this evening, as the letter stated, to ask for your consideration of a reappointment to the Library Board of Jo Ellen Weems, and Jo Ellen is here this evening too, so if you have questions, she'd be happy to answer those as well. There are 2 caveats, as you saw in your speak up. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
There are 2 caveats in your letter that determine who can serve on the library board. One, they have to have resided at least 2 years in our library district, and that they have not served more than 4 terms. And this would be Jo Ellen has served 3, but this would be her 4th, so she's eligible for a 4th reinstatement. Jo Ellen can share with you the fact that many years ago, she actually worked at the library when she was a student, and has come back as a parent and as a teacher, as an advocate of children both within the court system and for their early learning needs as well as their educational needs. So she really fills a wonderful spot in our board of having that background, bringing that knowledge to the board. What we try to do is do a wide representation on the board, making sure best we can to have every township represented. Jo Ellen and her family live in New Whiteland, so they've represented the Clark Pleasant. She's actually been in the Clark Pleasant School Corporation, so she sort of brings that section of the county as representation to our board. I should have probably included for you, and would be happy to supply that to you, the list of the other board members, and you will see that they are equally dispersed throughout the county by the other appointing authorities. Obviously for us right now, moving into the project for the referendum, hopefully moving towards building a new library, having a continuity on the board of people that have been a part of this planning for many years is going to be also critically important to us. So that's another reason to ask for this reappointment. Have any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Does the board have any further questions? No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I also received a letter from Mr. J. Marks, and he indicated, and I forwarded that to you all, that he would like to submit his name for consideration to serve the residents of Johnson County on the Johnson County Public Library Board. He feels that his business background, experience as White River Township trustee, common sense, and budget knowledge would be a great asset to the library board for the taxpayers of Johnson County. Then he indicated if he had any questions to give him a call. I did speak with him today, indicating that the council would like to possibly hear from everyone who had interest in the position, and he said he was out of town or traveling in Oklahoma with his son, so he didn't have a chance to be here this evening. So with that being said, if I don't know how you would like to proceed with that, or if anyone has any ideas or recommendations. What's that? Here?
I called the secretary today and asked if I could speak.
Sure. If you would like to speak, go ahead.
Thank you very much. My name is Gary Moody. I've spoken to you several times in the past couple of years, going on 2.5 years now, actually, regarding the events of 2009 during which Beverly Martin and her associates came to the council and actually committed acts of fraud regarding the approval of the $2 million bond issue, which was sold later that year in 2009. Absent any action by state or county officials, I filed suit for a declaratory judgment, and I printed this copy out for you. I'm sorry I don't have one for each of you. I did send you an email today with links to the documents online which you can download. And these documents detail step by step, very clearly, how fraud was committed by library officials in 2009 and also previously in 2004 in seeking approval for a maximum tax increase, property tax increase, in order to further the plans for the Trafalgar branch bond issue. With regard to how this applies today, I think I can just summarize by saying that it's time for a change on the Board of Trustees of the Johnson County Public Library. What's typically happened is that this council and the commissioners and other local governments have simply rubber stamped Ms. Martin's choices for the board. And again, as I've stated before to these bodies, this is your appointment. You know, I'm glad that you do have another person that's interested, but in any case, it's certainly time for a change, and I wish that you would make your own appointment and help rectify this situation in deference to your constituents. And I'll hand you this copy via the secretary. Thank you.
Any further question or discussion in regards to the appointment of the Johnson County Public Library Board?
I'd just like to say that, one, I don't recognize any fraud on behalf of Mrs. Martin. We have talked and thought about a change in light of the referendum that's coming up on the library and some of the issues that the residents have raised. But I personally don't accept the premise that there was any fraud, and especially on the board. I mean, they acted, they presented their documents. We somewhat concurred, I guess, when they came back and we agreed to work with their budget again. So, but we have considered the thought of a change, yes.
And I would actually like to make a motion if we're ready to do that.
Okay, I'll accept the motion.
And I first want to say, you know, we appreciate Jo Ellen's service. I know she's had 12 years on the board, and kind of piggybacking on what Ron said, I think the council, you know, this is kind of weighing heavy considering the big decisions that are coming up for the library, and I would like to nominate J. Marks for the board.
I have a motion and a second to nominate Mr. J. Marks for the position of the Johnson County Public Library Board. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? I'll vote nay. And the motion passes 4-1. J. Marks is the appointment to the Johnson County Public Library Board. Jo Ellen, thank you for your service to the library board in the past. We really appreciate that. I know that's a kind of a thankless endeavor, but thank you for your time and effort. Appreciate that. All right. Okay, so first item on the agenda, salary ordinance amendments, additional appropriations, and transfers will be adult probation administrative fees.
Good evening. Susan Miller, probation. I'm